I can't wait for Thanksgiving next week.
I know. I'm most excited for the food.
And the 5-day break.
You should check out Jalen's article. She talks all about how different cultures celebrate Thanksgiving.
You know what you should listen to?
What?
Gianna's podcast. It's all about movie musicals.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be sure to give it a listen.
All right, guys, pre-rolling. 3, 2, 1.
This week on BGTV, AJ shares the importance of donating blood.
John explores how we can stay creative.
And Abby sheds light on a new club in our high school. Hey, Wizards! I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Valentina.
And you're watching BGTV.
About every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood.
Every donation is critical, and you can contribute to a life-saving difference.
Patients with trauma, undergoing surgery, or with conditions that require blood transfusion need blood.
You can help. AJ interviews someone who has helped with the donating process. Let's go see the importance of being a donor.
Actually, 200 people had to donate blood, for my doctors to get enough of that clotting factor to give me for my surgery, in addition to the normal blood and plasma that anybody would need for surgery.
My youngest son, when he was born, only had 20% of the recommended or the required blood volume that you should have.
Without the packed red blood cells being given to them, that patient would have died prior to any life-saving interventions that could have been performed.
So I was born with a condition called von Willebrand's disease, which is a blood disorder. There's a specific clotting factor that I'm missing from my blood. So it takes a long time for me to heal from a cut. But without those 200 people that I have never met, I have no idea who they are, they saved my life. So I think it's really important that people get out there if they can and donate blood, because you don't know who you could save.
My wife was having a fetal maternal hemorrhage, and it was touch and go whether he was going to survive or not. And when he was born extremely anemic, and the doctors decided that he would immediately need 2 blood transfusions, and without those donors, it would have been a whole different story. So I'm extremely grateful, extremely appreciative of it, and I pay it forward as often as I can to help other people who are in need of blood.
The need for blood is constant. It's always there, and people don't realize how much is needed or how often it's given until they're the ones that are on the receiving end of it. But it's always in shortage because it's always in demand.
This is why events like our school's blood drive are important.
Blood drives are common in high school. If you miss out on this year's, there's always next year's. In what ways do you stay creative?
I like to dance, and I'm learning how to play the guitar.
That's so cool. I don't know how to stay creative.
Well, good thing John is showing us how to express creativity at our school. Let's go check that out.
A bar can come up at any time, you feel me?
That's too big of a piece. That's gonna overload it.
Okay. One of the most creative clubs in our school is Odyssey of the Mind.
I started in first grade. This is my first year. This is my 3rd or 4th year, I think.
Odyssey of the Mind is a club that...
Would you like me to explain what spontaneous is? There's verbal spontaneous and then there's hands-on. Verbal spontaneous is an open-ended question. It could be things that are blue.
Groups of 7 who have a long-term and a short-term problem. Now the long-term problem is a problem that they select as a team and essentially is a play. They make the props, they make the script, they cast themselves in it.
You set the tone for everything. That determines the props you make, the backdrops, and even the characters in it. So it's really cool because that's your base for everything that you're going to build upon in the next 4 months.
So if you want to be more creative in your life, if you want people around the school, around Washingtonville to have more creativity, what are some things you would recommend them to start doing?
I think to be more creative, we have to be comfortable with not knowing and just discovering that by ourselves and not just instantly going to ChatGPT. Something that we should all do to be more creative is making our own forms of art. So whether that's journaling or drawing or writing, I think that's a good way to stay creative. Was that bad?
Amazing.
I don't believe you.
That was a beautiful response.
I didn't know we had so many creative opportunities at our school. Maybe I'll give some of them a try.
Well, now you do. Drama Club gave me a way to dance again.
That's so good. Well, now over to Caitlin for this week's installment of the Coffee Break.
Hey Wizards, this is Caitlin Coffee and welcome back to the Coffee Break. So for this week, I don't have any scores to report since the fall season has officially come to an end. However, I thought we would continue to get to know the coaches that are behind the success at Washingtonville sports teams. This week, I was lucky enough to talk with Washingtonville's varsity tennis coach, Matthew Anastasi. Mr. Anastasi has had an amazing career here as a tennis coach and continues to produce many talented players. In our discussion, we talked about his time here at Washingtonville and the success he has brought. Take a look. So, when did you first start coaching tennis here at Washingtonville, and what was it like adjusting from playing to coaching?
It was 7 years ago. That was year one for me. But it was tough because then right after year one, COVID hit. So my whole plan to get a program going kind of got put on hold right after that. So it's been 5 consecutive years since then. The adjustment wasn't too bad. I did have coaching experience kind of prior to coming in, but building a team and building up players that didn't have as much experience or was kind of brand new, that was a tougher adjustment. And honestly, I'm still learning every day. There's never one size fits all. So that's the tricky part.
So I know you had an amazing tennis career both in high school and college. Can you tell me what it was like going from playing to coaching?
That one's hard because that one I've been kind of tossing back and forth over the past couple of years. I just talked to my JV coach, Rich LePere, about this too, because as a player, I had this die-hard competitive spirit where if I had to dive on the court, I would dive on the court. If I was going to cramp and had to keep playing, I would do that. If I was going to play a 3-hour match, I would do that. So trying to instill some of those competitive values into my kids that may not naturally already have that is tricky. But it's come along. Just kind of trying to find, one of the things I've had to try to find is really balancing how many competitive situations I can put them in practice to then kind of get them ready for matches.
And are there any values that you've learned from this that you now use when coaching?
Yeah, the big value again is I think it's incredibly important in any good sports program that the top of the program gives down to the bottom. So what I mean by that is our youngest players in Washingtonville that have a tennis racket in their hand, 5, 6, 7-year-olds, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, they should be looking at our varsity athletes and our captains as the people that they want to play with or be like, and having those role models and having those players that are willing to coach and be youth advocates. It's super important. We had a really cool moment this past fall where one of our brand new tennis youth players that had just picked up a racket for the first time as a 6-year-old came and watched my first singles player, Allie Davis, play a match, and then got to get on the court and spend some time with Allie after the match. So I know there's like other memories I can pick out and like great successes and great wins and stuff, but that's more important to me.
Final question, what are your goals going forward for both the boys and girls teams?
Well, the big goal is we have to kind of continue to define what success looks like. The boys made the Final Four last year, which was pretty awesome. The girls doubles team of Addie Davis and Maddie Cantor just won sections this year, which is pretty awesome. So we have a lot of those successes. I like to really define success as seeing the courts filled up as long as possible. We have 4 courts, and I love when all 4 of them are being used. I love when the kids actually, not that it's great, but I love when the kids have to actually wait to get on the court because that's how popular the sport is. That means a lot to me. So that success is important.
We look forward to seeing what Mr. Anastasi has in store for the boys in the spring season. Well, that's all I got for this week's segment of the Coffee Break. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next week, Wizards.
Good luck to those who tried out. Now time for the weekly announcements.
Attention Wizards, Bistro is open today from 7:30 to 10:30 a.m. It is located in room 162. Students are allowed to go only during their study hall. Go and support the Bistro.
The Buddies program is starting in December. There will be an informational meeting in room 127 right after school on December 2nd. Interested students should attend.
That's all for the announcements. Time for a quick commercial break.
I'm so glad we're out of school.
Me too. I'm so hungry.
Me too. Do you want to go to Orange County Bagel?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Fashion has always been something important to many people.
Especially to high school age students, trends have affected how we dress and express ourselves.
With the rising interest of fashion, a student took the initiative to create a club.
I wonder what the vision will be. Fortunately, Abby will show us.
Samantha, what are your plans for this upcoming and new club?
My plans for the upcoming fashion club is my intention was for everybody to come together and really put their creativity into play within designing and sketching and modeling and all kind of stuff that goes into fashion. But kind of the stuff we're going to be doing is I'm hoping weekly projects and hopefully some clothing drives for money.
And do you know where you're going to be meeting and what days you're going to be meeting?
We're not sure about days yet. I'm pretty sure our first meeting is January 20th. I know we are meeting in Miss Wakeham's room.
And what are some activities that you plan to do at this club?
Well, for the first couple of weeks, I'm hoping to take requests in certain projects we're gonna do, but I am hoping to, for the first project, do something with fabrics and get sewing going. Rhyming, but get my sewing going because Mr. Leonard did confirm that we have sewing machines for the club. So hopefully I am planning on doing that the first week.
All right, perfect. I guess I'll see you at the fashion club, Sam.
Perfect.
I wish I could be here longer to enjoy and experience the club.
I'm excited to see how it goes.
Since we're already on the topic of fashion, what's your favorite fashion trend? Mine used to be coquette until it became overused.
That's interesting because mine's more oversized relax. You can never go wrong with being comfy.
That's true. Have you actually heard about that TikTok trend, quarter zip versus Nike Tech?
Funny you should say that because Jayla actually asked what our students think of it.
Welcome back to Rose on the Road. Today we're going to be seeing if people are performative and quarter zips or Nike Tech's best. Nike Tech or quarter zip?
Nike Tech.
Why? It's more comfortable. You gotta be performative.
Quarter zip.
Why?
It just looks classier.
Quarter zip.
Why?
You gotta be performative. You gotta check the stocks every day.
Quarter zip. Why? Cause get a matcha with some cold foam. Make sure it's ice.
Probably depends on the day. You know how I'm feeling. One day quarter zip, next day Nike Tech.
Quarter zip because it's giving casual business and you're locked in.
Quarter zip.
Why?
More comfortable.
What brand is that?
Nike.
A Nike quarter zip. You know what? Yeah.
Nike Tech.
Why?
Because it's essential. It goes to any.
Nike Tech.
Why?
Looks better.
Quarter zip. Why? It's more performative.
Because quarter zips give off a very established young person, especially if you have matcha. So
Quarter zip.
Why?
What is Nike Tech? Is that for people who are not athletic and they're trying to show that they look athletic?
So why do you like a quarter zip over Nike Tech?
It's comfortable. I look professional. You look professional and presentable.
So what's the perfect fit with a quarter zip?
I would say you have to have the matcha in your hand, with jeans, and yeah.
Okay, what color quarter zip?
Black.
So what's your favorite color of quarter zips?
Navy blue.
And to be very clear, I'm not making fun of that person. I'm just asking if that makes them look athletic.
We hope you enjoyed our 4th installment of BGTV.
Be sure to check out the Media and Journalism webpage for great student-run podcasts and articles.
I'm Valentina.
And I'm Jocelyn, and this has been BGTV.